Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm making a video today about how to unlock Darth Revan. I've got my team farmed up and I'm going to go through each stage, show you how to beat it, and at the end I'm going to show you my mods and what gear levels I got my characters at. So let's jump right in and level 1. This level is actually pretty easy. They give you the Revan. You just click the buttons until like phase 3. Basic attacks are enough to defeat your opponents. In phase 3, you want to use the fear mechanic. So hit with the fear first, and then hit with your basic. You're gonna get extra attack. You'll see how it's done. And that's it. It's tier 1. Let's take a look at tier 2 now. So I actually found this tier quite difficult when I first beat it. That's because I didn't have all these characters at 7 stars the first time I played through this. But once your character's at 7 stars, you're not really going to have much problem with this. Even with, some low gear characters, my Carth is Gear 7. Canderous is Gear 7 also. The fear mechanics are definitely by far the most important part. You're going to see in other tiers, you're not going to want to trigger the fear. You're not going to attack enemies with fear. You're going to want them to miss that turn. Let's move on to tier 3. This is the first time you get the full team. It's kind of cool. This is quite a difficult fight also. Not the hardest, but it is difficult. So the bounty hunter in the middle there has a mechanic. He counts to 3, and his next attack will basically kill whoever it hits. You want to keep him feared. Don't let him take turns. You are going to have to hit him. Kill him, obviously, but you're going to wait for that fear to drop off and then hit him hard. Another thing I want to note here is you're going to get staggers from the fears a lot. Use those to your advantage whenever you can. If there are multiple enemies with staggers and there's no fear out there, it's a great time to use an AoE. Otherwise, you're going to want to stick with single target attacks. Look for the enemy with the most turn meter. If they've got stagger, hit them so they'll, get fewer turns. Resisted that stun there. I believe this one is actually immune to stun. I don't think stun works at all. All right, that's tier 3. Moving along to tier 4. The speed on this thing is just crazy. Got the stun there. This is just blow him up quickly. That's all there is to it here. Not too difficult. All right, moving on here. Let's look at tier 5. This, by far, in my opinion, is the most difficult tier of this event. The first time I show you here, I did not actually complete this mission. You really have to pay a lot of attention to your cooldowns when you're finishing off one wave and moving into the next. You want to try and have as many cooldowns as possible, and wave 3 is especially difficult. The leader starts under stealth, so you cannot hit him with Darth Revan's fear and fear the whole team. So you want to have your cooldowns ready on Bastila, on Revan, and maybe a couple AoEs ready to go for tier 3 or for wave 3. If you get to wave 4 with enough characters alive, it's not that difficult. But you definitely need to have Bastila and Darth Revan alive for the 4th wave. You'll see I didn't use his fear there, and I think that was a mistake. There's another mistake I'll point out when we get to it. And there we lost Carth. It's not so bad because you can still finish without him. In this wave, there are 2 Sith Marauders on the far right and then in the back. Those can easily kill a character, one-shot them. You want to make sure you get ability block or fear on them, but don't let them get that attack off. And you see there, Bastila got one-shotted. And that's gonna stop me from winning this time. Had I switched targets and done a basic, I could have gotten an ability block, and that may have improved my chances here. Never know what would have happened, but could have been played it better. So the mechanic here is that robot in the middle will basically enrage if you kill off all the other 4 turrets and leave it alone. Now you can kill off the other turrets, just not all of them, without it enraging. And you see here, I died. So let's see that again on my successful run through. And it took me actually 5 attempts with this team and these mods, these gear levels. So it wasn't that bad. I could have probably done it with a little bit lower gear levels if I wanted to, but just for not wasting too many attempts, I went ahead and geared them up like this. Besides, I'm going to want HK and Bastila pretty well geared to run with Darth Revan, to put together that team. Now I see here I'm not using the AoEs because I've got fear on these other guys. So at this point the fear is gone. A bunch of them had stagger, so the AoE was timed to knock back that turn meter. So you can see I am going in here with the fear on cooldown from Darth Revan, but I do have the Bastilas ready, which helps me here. I'm putting the fear on the Marauder right away, so he doesn't one-shot me. So it lost Carth and Canderous already, but as you'll see, you can complete it without them, which is these three. And these are the three best geared out of the team. Now you see there's fear on all the turrets, so I'm just not gonna hit them. Now the fear is gone, so I activated the shock on everyone to knock back the turn meter, and then repeat again. You want to hit that fear and keep those turrets from taking turns. And once that big robot's down, then you're just gonna take out these turrets. And that's all there is to it. Moving on to tier 6. This one, it's just Juhani, and really the other two units I think could probably carry this with her even at a very low gear, so not very difficult. You don't actually have to worry about the two droids with her. You just need to kill Bastila, so you can ignore them. They don't do much. I didn't really find there was much strategy here. Just keep focusing your attacks on Bastila. Obviously these two are Jedi, so Jolie's got the special Jedi revive. And the droids here, you can see they're getting beat up with just AoE attacks. And there we go. And finally, Tier 7. This is a pretty cool battle here. Get to fight against the kind of the good guys versus bad guys. So Zalbor's taunt is pretty annoying here. He's pretty tough, so getting through him is kind of a pain. So best to keep him feared and get a shock on him so he's not taunting. Taking out Carth here first, because he's kind of their damage in this team. Well, one of the damage. It's honestly better to take out Mission before you go for Juhani. Juhani's also kind of tough here. And there it is. That's the last tier, and gonna get a glimpse here of Malik. And let's take a look at the mods that I used on these guys. So looking at Carth first, we got speed there in the arrow, the triangle, we got crit damage, cross, we got offense, and in the circle we've got protection. So it's a crit damage and crit chance set. On Bastila, we've got speed and potency sets. So speed, crit damage, protection, and health. Canderous, we got offense and crit chance. So we got speed there, crit damage, protection, and protection. Just to try and keep these guys alive, I like to put the protection on there. So I got health and crit damage set here. So speed, protection, protection, protection on HK 47. Juhani. It's got all defense mods here. Speed on this, protection there, protection, and protection. She's got a pretty good defense. So those are the mods I've used. You can see here the gear levels. We've got gear 7s and 8s, gear 11 on Bastila, gear 9 and HK 47. That's enough to finish the event. If you beat it with another team, leave it in the comments below. Show us what your team was, and if you've got any other tips that I didn't talk about here, please let us know.